Welcome to SideBar The Show, live from Tall Pines. We're here today with Deanna Petcoff, an amazing Toronto artist. She's just released a while ago now her first debut album, and I'm sure there's a second one in the works. Her lyrics are just fantastic, really just a perfect piece of music. So I really appreciate you coming in and taking the time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
So we're gonna start. I went with the Tall Pines Lake of Bays Brewing, and she's got a G&T from Dylan's. Cheers.
Cheers.
So starting back at the beginning, from Pins and Needles,
Yep.
I'd love to hear about kind of the Riot Girl movement and how that band came together and what it taught you as a young musician.
Yeah. That was my first band, Pins and Needles. We started when we were 14. We played our first show at Lee's Palace, opening for another all-female cover band called Sheezer.
Were they a Weezer
They were a Weezer cover band. They were the best ever, and that was our mentors. They ran this camp for young girls called Girls Rock Camp.
Right, that was my next question.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a sec.
Yeah, they were the absolute best. They taught us so much. It was all just musicians, seasoned musicians in their late 20s, 30s, teaching young girls how to play guitar and how to be in a band and what that meant. So they helped us form a band, and we played together for 6 years, which was crazy. Still really good friends with those girls, and it was the best, honestly.
It sounds awesome. So that Girls
great.
Rock Camp, what did that entail? I've heard you talk about how much it's meant to you and how much it's kind of brought you to where you are now.
Totally.
What did it look like at Girls Rock Camp?
Yeah, we would start our day doing just talking through what it means to be a band, what it means to be a musician, other female musicians that we look up to. All of the counselors would do a presentation on their favorite female musicians, which is how I learned about Patti Smith and Debbie Harry and Joan Jett, and just to give us some alternative influences to what we would maybe find pop culture wise, and give us some history on female artists that made a huge difference. And and then we in the afternoons we would have band practice and write songs together and just play for hours.
So
that
cool.
was the whole camp.
A lovely way to spend a summer. I'd
Phenomenal.
imagine. Yeah.
Amazing.
Cool. So I heard one of your first performances, for the new album, was South by Southwest.
Yes.
And something went wrong. You were running down the street just as you were about to go on. You were kind of disheveled. And was that the first, or would you think it'll be the last time that something like that happens? Or have there been other instances of rush experiences? Because I know certainly for me, I've had several.
Yeah, it will not be the last time that I am running so late to get to my performance, 100%. Honestly, it was harrowing. We didn't know how to navigate Austin. We didn't know, it was our first stop on our tour. We were going for 2 months on tour, and we didn't know that all the streets would be closed off. So we're literally grabbing all of our gear. My bass player Dylan was like, "Okay, everyone just start walking. I'll park the car somewhere." Yeah. And then so we're all just trying to get to the fucking venue. We're running to the venue basically, sweating, whatever. And then we see Dylan in a fucking rickshaw, going by us, and he's like, "Bye," and I'm like, what? Trying to run after him, oh my god, it was such a disaster. And by the time I got on stage, there's a full video on YouTube of that performance, and I look like I have drowned. I literally look horrible, and I'm so out of breath trying to perform everything, and I can't catch up. That's what I get. Thanks. It was an experience.
Yeah. I feel like there are several experiences like that. I feel like in every band's history. So I'm glad that you had yours early. I'm sure 10 years from now you're going to be looking back and be like, that was the good time.
Oh, I'm sure I will. I already think it's hilarious, but I was not laughing that day.
No, it's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
So we're going to go into this bit where we call Backstage Pass. We went backstage on your social medias, your Instagrams, and try to find a picture that we'd like to hear more about.
Okay.
And it's going to be this video. I'm curious, what is Breton? And what is your relationship with Breton? 1-800 by Breton.
Breton is a brand of crackers.
Yes.
I have a gluten allergy. Super fun and exciting. And so I'm also like, I have like issues with blood sugar and whatever, so I always have some kind of snack.
An emergency
snack.
Corrected
Emergency
that.
snack is very important to me. So for a while it was gluten-free Breton crackers, which actually are disgusting.
Right.
But I didn't know that. Like I didn't know there was better gluten-free crackers. I was like, this is a gluten-free cracker. I'm gonna eat this. And so I always had it with me. And that was from our like tour diary from Pins and Needles days, where that was my emergency snack.
And what is your now go-to gluten-free snack?
That's a really good question. Honestly, right now it's probably like a banana or like something that's not supposed to not be gluten-free that is somehow made gluten-free. It's like an actual just vegetable or fruit.
Well, my next question, I know your first concert ever was Hilary Duff.
Yes.
And from there, since then, like you've played with Pins and Needles at like Field Trip, with Alabama Shakes, and playing this festival, City and Color, and playing all your solo shows.
Yeah.
How does it feel, from a young girl watching, what was maybe one of your favorite bands at the time, to then being on these stages, massive stages in front of all these crowds?
It's so amazing. I mean, it's been, I feel so lucky that I even get to play these festivals and that people keep asking me to come back. I like recently took a bit of a break from playing, and to be asked back to play this festival is just so nice. And I feel so lucky, honestly. Every time I'm up there, I never take it for granted.
Yeah. So I'd like to ask you about this album right here and what it means to you. I know it's one of your faves.
It is one of my faves.
As a female-fronted Canadian band, I know you've got some tracks that kind of remind me of them as well. So I'd like to hear about this album, what it means to you.
Yeah, this album came out at the time it came out when I was 20, and it came out in a moment where like every song hit me so hard. I was like, this is what I want to sound like. This is my future. Like I figured it out. It's like a nice balance between like feeling like vintage style, but also very modern, and like her songwriting is so beautiful and interesting, and it makes you think about things. And I just like, I really wanted to make a record that made me feel the way that Anti-Socialites made me feel.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've achieved that yet, but I'm striving towards that feeling all the time.
I think your album gives people the feels. I don't know what the feeling is, but I know I feel when I listen to that album.
Thank you.
So, I think you're getting there. I think you're on your way. I think you've already achieved it. So,
Thank you.
I think you can only do good things from here.
I hope so.
So my next question, I know your favorite venue you've ever played is the Chapel.
Yeah.
And I was wondering what made it the top place that you played.
The Chapel's in San Francisco. It was just the most beautiful venue. Like it just felt so serene. Like when we were there, like even loading in and just the experience of being there, I was like, I feel so good right now. I feel like I've made it. Like we were opening there, but it didn't really matter because I was like, it's just such a beautiful space, and the audience that was there was so kind and welcoming, and it was just, the venue was just so beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to this bit where we call Concrete Jungle Wing Street Tomato.
Okay.
You might be like, what the hell is that?
Yes.
Like the misheard song lyric, Concrete Jungle Where Dreams Are Made Of,
Yeah.
we're going to ask you a misheard song lyric that either you've had or a friend has had, something you thought it was this, but it ended up being that, or one of your friends.
Misheard song lyric. Fuck, that's such a good question.
You want to call it up?
Yeah, I do.
All right. So you can give this a read and then see if you can figure out what the song is from, the original.
Okay.
And then if not, I'll tell you.
I can see clearly now. I don't know what that song is called, but I know. I can see clearly now. Yeah, the rain is gone. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the misheard song lyric of the day then.
I love it.
And I'm sure you'll think of one later.
Literally, I'll be like driving home and be like, shit,
that's a good one.
It was that.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right. Well, we're going to our next segment.
Mm-hmm.
My next question for you is, I know you have a very special bunny named Milk, and he or she or they come up in a lot of your videos.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know what Milk meant to you.
Yeah, Milk was our tour bunny. I bought him at the beginning of tour, and I named him Milk because I thought he looked like chocolate milk.
Yeah.
And I just called him Milk. And we tucked him in the car when we were driving, and he got to see everything. I also have this issue where like I have an extremely overactive imagination, so I personify things that have a face or things that don't, honestly. So it became very near and dear to me. And yeah, I mean, we just kind of like took pictures. We took Polaroids of him like wherever we went. In every venue, he gets to have a little picture in every venue, and we put that in our like tour diary too.
Are you a big tour diary kind of guy?
Yeah, I love it. Like, I feel like these are the experiences. I mean, I hope I get to tour for the rest of my life, but even if I don't, like, I don't ever want to forget any moments of this fucking crazy thing I get to do. Like, it's amazing.
Awesome.
And Milk gets to come too.
Yeah. My next question is, I've heard you have been compared to a sad Hugh Grant.
Yes.
Do you still feel that way today, or you think you've evolved out of your sad Hugh Grant time?
You know, I feel still like a sad Hugh Grant. I don't wear glasses anymore. When I did, that was when people, like, I would put my glasses on, people would be like, oh, it's like,
oh my god,
that's Hugh Grant. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I have a long face. He has a long face. I don't know. But I still feel like I'm in my sad Hugh Grant era.
Yeah.
Just with no glasses.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe your music is sad Hugh Grant. It's a new genre of music we've never known we've needed.
It's sad Hugh Grant. It's like sad 90s core.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
My new record is like, we're listening to a lot of like the Sundays and like 90, like Cocteau Twins. And like, I'm like, are we getting more to sad Hugh Grant? I don't know.
Well,
potentially.
I'm really excited to hear it. So I know you're also, on top of being a very talented musician, a talented visual artist. So I'd love to hear about your collaborations on working with album covers and kind of making the album cover of your debut album, this guy right here, and kind of the album artwork that came along with it.
Yeah. So with Holly Warburton, who's an amazing artist, I kind of sent her like the colors and the vibes, and like we really talked a lot about what the record meant to me, and the like the inside image specifically was important to me. It's supposed to be Prince Edward Island, which is important to me for lots of reasons. And me and the person that the record was about, like, kind of looking out at the future or the past or whatever. And so we talked a lot about, like, the meaning behind it. And it's, like, her style of art is so incredible and just, for me, fit so perfectly. Also, I had one of her pieces of art that I bought from her, like, years and years ago on my wall when I was, like, growing up, basically, like, as a teenager. And then it was all of my influences for the album art were her. And I was like, I'm just going to send her an email and ask if she would do it. Like, probably not, but maybe. And then I sent her this email and she was like, I would love to. And I was like, are you sure? Honestly, like, taking a chance, and people love to work with people that are excited about their work. Yeah. Like, you know, so anyway, I feel so lucky that she made that and I get to have it as my album art.
Fantastic. Forever. Well, thank you so much for coming in and chatting.
Course.
You can talk to any of the cameras now. Obviously, we're very excited to see your show on the stage soon, but you can say anything else about what's going on and where you can pick up this beautiful record. Not only does it have beautiful album artwork, but it's the prettiest pink.
Yes, the vinyl's so cute.
So definitely a good spin.
You can pick that up at your local record store if you live in the GTA, or online streaming. Please stream it just over and over.
Stream it over and
Stream
over.
it over and over. Never stop playing it.
Yeah.
You know, those cents matter.
Those 0.03 cents matter.
The cents I'll get if you leave it on repeat really matter to me. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna be playing some more shows, like some solo shows, some full band shows in Toronto and the surrounding areas soon. So look out for that.
Look out for those.
New era starting now.
I'm very excited. Thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Cheers. One last cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
child can be. 'Cause I wander around my neighborhood, hoping the answer will appear in front of me. I'm a little uptight sometimes, I don't like feeling like a trophy wife. But I'll wait in the car at the end of the night till you arrive. You feel a little misguided 'cause you misread my lines, and you still think I'm against you in every way. Well, I am today. Again, making sense of the mess that I left her in, thinking that I'm the only one who thinks all these things. You feel a little bit tired 'cause you're trying not to call me a liar, and you still think I'm against you in every way. Well, I am today. Thank you so much.